Oh, my PR guy's gotta be pissed. I gotta have him pumping through so much video right now. I got like 12 of them on
Welcome back to
backload.
Fast Money. Tonight's big number, 549. That's how many SPACs have priced since 2020. And of those that priced in the past year, 134 have yet to announce targets and are currently trading below the $10 floor. So we're thinking, why don't investors just buy up these underwater SPACs and make some easy money? Because you should be getting 10. Or is that strategy just too good to be true? Let's ask Julian Klimochko, CEO of Accelerate Financial Technologies. He manages the Accelerate Arbitrage Fund, an ETF that tracks
right off the
SPACs
hop.
and mergers.
There's
Julian,
no
welcome
such
back.
thing as easy money.
Thank you, Melissa, for having me.
Think about the floor. Think about the crew.
It seems like the easy
think
thing
about.
to do, right? Isn't this free money buying a sub $10 SPAC?
It's your company, and you're running that number. There's a workload that you can put in it and take a nickel.
And some of these aren't just
10% maybe.
$10. They have this, what we call upside optionality. Say they announce an attractive business combination. We saw that with BOEX and WeWork, and
about the only commission you could ever cut out of that.
On its going
Otherwise, $15 an hour for how much you put in. I don't care if you drilled out quantum physics. Some of them do it for free. You had to drop it on colleges, knock on every door, take my shit. You want it.
So if you can buy these things below $10, I think it's a gift to investors. I think investors should really take a look at that, and that's what we refer to as SPAC arbitrage. If you can buy it sub $10, you do get that floor. But I know we're on fast money. This is more of a slow money strategy, because generally you can be waiting a year, maybe even 2 years for the sponsor to announce
$100 off of my $300 on Weebles.
And while this is free money, it does require a lot of attention and diligence to the process, because I consider it a strategy that's simple but not easy. It's simple.
Oh, I started this year. I've only been in it for like 3 months.
Hopefully they announce an attractive deal and get you to $12, $13, $15
per share.
However, if they announce a deal, it's not very good. You want to redeem, but you miss the redemption date. Next thing you know, it's down to $8 and you lost your shirt on that one. So
no, I didn't do too bad. It just took a long time and sitting on stocks for the new, hoping it makes money. Just getting punched in the face, go away.
In this trade for an unknown amount of time.
That's how I train, so I figured it out at home.
And that you have to be aware of when, as a shareholder, you vote on whether or not you cash in on 10 or you go ahead and proceed with potentially participating to the upside. So there's a lot involved in this. But is there any scenario in which you
from
would
my
not
position,
be returned $10, that you would not have the opportunity to be returned $10?
All right. So let's do that specifically. I can find in my bracket specifically that, where I will not make the $10. Well, and some of those things come off as pretty well standouts. Well, we go by what we have for evaluations. But inside of here, again, I'm on American Eagle. I already made $10 today, $9-10 today, or something real close to that. I just come off of this. It went up. I could have stayed. It actually didn't do too bad for where I was sitting on it. And if I stayed on it maybe a few more days, there's a $10 in there probably still for what this is. I've been looking at this, a lot of names, but I could lose $10 on this if the cruises don't come in. I mean, like some rules, they're gonna open up, don't. And then what happens? So that's one of them. I'm not really sure what these are, and that looks like a pretty square wave, so we're gonna stay away from it now. Grocery outlet. Up, down, sideways, losing on the tractor trailer. You'd be in here for a while, but I don't know if you would lose. You could probably stay in there in the long game. But if checking the index, I mean, maybe over the 5-year, but let's say it resets over this year. She's moving. Well, that's where the cap was. Pretty much. I mean, here's your high spot here. You're one of your big bosses in terms of what it is on 04. And here's 2021, right? So we're looking about the grand opening, brand new, in lighter competition, because I'd imagine there'd be more of it today, but they made a stance point. But this is fine. This is good living if you understand what this looks like. It doesn't need to be a nice 45. And over a year or two, that's still not bad. But if you bought in here, and it's here, are you going to wait the year to get over here to start playing that money more efficiently, or are you going to waste $300 sitting on that for a year and just say, well, I guess I'll hold it? Well, that's to say what makes this company go back up or why you put money in to begin it, didn't realize the bottom of the fall. Anywhere's inside of here buying it. Yeah, chugga lugga lugga lugga. Well, what's the value? A couple of bucks inside of there. I mean, that's for over years. You're probably going to move it a few times. You're probably going to see something like this slips in there, but here we go. This is inside of the year, really. So, well, we're not really having a great year. That would have hurt real bad. $10. Chained to it. It's me and Prometheus. We up here chilling, just hanging with the Reaper. Oh, because you would feel like that. That's quite a significant jump. That's almost $10. You're going to be there for a while. Again, it's like looking at Ford. Ford has been around since the model fucking Ford, and that shit's at $12. So you'd have to put a lot of money on there in terms of weights and plates to even get this one to function for you. Yeah. 12, yeah, not even a full dollar inside of there. I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, weights and plates, maybe. If you were, yeah, I wanted to get back up there. I'm living here. But we're still on it for the day. Cents, pennies. There could be a $10 bill on there for the right weights and plates. Percentageably wise, what's the differential if you catch this? That, when they say that's easy money, firstly, this is a very difficult math problem. Secondly, inside here, that when you say this is, again, all a grocery store, this is Ford. This is still driving around in the relative, probably Goodyear, American Airlines, Treadwell, the important stuff in the treasure chest. In the range. Maybe low. I haven't been paying attention to these enough, nor excelling them enough to separate them from a graph. Well, that's a job. When I'm looking at this grocery store, what quantum computing, other than the register, do you know? Well, I would say it had a lot to do with these quantum positions relative to dates that might not come up on that can of goods inside of there, or a restaurant's health code. I just need to prepare for that. Some FDA walks in there. I was riding high. Woo, boy! I'm not paying attention because I'm like, well, I only got so much on there. I don't need to watch it all day. If it goes down a little bit, if it does, I probably get a day out of it. Worst case scenario, I wait a couple of days on it, get my money out of it, and then I move it over into a different stock. Pretty straightforward as you are building. I'm probably going to, damn it. Well, I guess you guys aren't going to get privy. So, inside of there, cover the well, let's just assume I'm at 360 right now, right? So, I started at 300. I'm up $60. I had a big one where I was at 50, making good steam. And then for the last couple of weeks or months where I didn't really want to jump off any state safe harbors, say Bank of America, it struggled along up there, and I just caught my temper and said, today, move it over. A lot of things are moving. Imagine that in a full position where these are your little dragon. They are running around like shit on fire. No marshmallow. No. A lot of things going on. These are names I've picked up through multiple sources, just paying attention, and why they would, just the name, I would have no clue. But other than why it was so important at the time, what is its skill set, where is it living, the main job task that I understand, when there's a relative need and high demand, is going to increase that. And when that's no longer a function, it'll decrease. Let's say the tech, GPT-3, right here, in terms of SPAC and LiDAR. Beep, parallel park, you're going to pick this, and this, because those are all just red and green. But if they were red for a very long time, odds and statistics, Rain Man, trying to hit the wheel of fate here, why would it make sense that indicator for multiple days on a 52 low running like that, just catching a big name with something coming up in it for any kind of information? I don't know, I'm just going to watch it from here with a telescope or general relativity book, then solve all that problem trying to figure it out. You know what I'm talking about? Alright, so very complicated. The Masons game. Whoever is judge at the Masons game. And then they'll determine who the other person is. Inside of there, it's the only competition that ever became fair about that issue and only that issue for that moment in time, and it's only as good as the faith you put into it and how much value you can sell that gold medal for. Right, Dr. Funtertainment? In fact, that logo on it, should be able to make $1 million if you won that board game. That $1,000 gold chip right here. $10 million in STEM problems. 0 1 0 1 AB AB 0 1 1. It's good to see that I made the right decisions. I could have held on, been a bulldozer, still living up here. Eventually, to probably get there. Eventually, as long as the business doesn't go under. These names are good eyes to pay attention to. Usually, they don't like making bad decisions to say they'll lose anything at all given these choices. Now, a different category. These are a little lower, bigger plates, a lot of numbers, creep into that penny trade game without it being in there like that, where you might just catch one in the fucking ball. Well, given the name, things have changed, obviously, and here's a pretty obvious indicator of things that are different from the price range that I generally gave them, or the position that they were in. That still might be a secondary refinement. You're looking at a code inside of here. For the most part, they're going to be low-end systems that are outside of this ability, but I might want to throw a piece of it on it as a backup in case it moves real fast or hard for something. Even on a low end, I'd want to be in on it down here. Well, I skyrocketed out to 10 billion, right? Gotta keep an eye on that stuff. Anyways, where you guys been living?
So as long as you keep up to date with respect to the redemption and they have this liquidation process, and that capital just owns short-term treasury bills and trust. So in a very small probability scenario in which perhaps the U.S. Treasury defaults on its obligations, which I think is nil, that capital is basically guaranteed where you get the $10 plus interest back as long as you affect the strategy correctly.
Exactly how to go down there and get them like I do on the snow mill.
I encourage investors to be
cannoli
diligent about
everything.
The thing is, this is the type of strategy you want to be well diversified, because ultimately you never know which one is really going to pay off. It's basically like a basket of call options.
Touched it. It's right there.
Hey, Julian, it's Tim. Thanks for joining us. I invest in SPACs. I have a couple in my cannabis ETF, and you've listed some SPACs in the notes that we got that you think are
where they
interesting.
didn't need it. They didn't need the doctor. They just needed a guy who administered that test on what it is that they did.
And you've listed
that area is
some
secure.
names that I think are certainly companies that I know have established track records in private equity, et cetera. So just some more color on how you're making that assessment.
Yeah, you really nailed the main point there, too.
They don't need to. I just need to throw it out there in terms of Paris Island.
You gotta know
AR 15-0-1 or 4 whatever. I just like Paris Island.
Complete, because if they don't and
Space
end up
Force,
liquidating,
Space Marines,
then
Sigourney
all you get
Weaver.
back is your $10 plus accrued interest, and that warrant that comes as, or that fraction of a warrant that comes as part of a unit, that's basically
Rev 10's popping up. The Terminators that liquefy. Pull you down onto the mud, smash your face off, just
do a deal and ends up
liquidating.
So
Yeah,
you
that's
definitely want to
why.
pay attention to sponsor quality, sponsor track record.
And gravity
certainly
goods.
if they've had
Burnt rock on the
success
roof.
in the SPAC space in the past, i.e. are now on their second, third, even fourth or fifth one.
Where it is.
Then that really adds to the appeal. The other thing is price paid. I constantly am cautioning investors, don't
That's a
pay too
market
much
job.
for these things pre-deal.
I can't catch them if you guys
Ideally,
pull
want to
them
buy
in.
it at a discount, because that really
You come in,
protects
I
your
got
downside.
the
And
next
that's the name
hot
of the game
one.
here, protecting downside and having exposure to that upside on a good deal. And that upside optionality on a good deal, you can make the case that that's stronger for more reputable sponsors
Room
with
20.
a good deal flow.
Julian, great to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Julian Klomochko.
Well, I didn't say
Steve
anybody
Rosso
was.
out
I'm saying
there
that's
on
what
the
it is.
phone.
Go to room 20 if you're the fire starter
You
trying to
have
burn the world
invested
down
in
with a
SPACs
blowtorch.
pre-deal.
We got enough
How do
of
you do
it.
it?
They'll train you on how to do it
and
over there.
I agree with everything the guest has said. And
You get
the
a
problem
wonderful
with
spectrum.
SPACs now is that the environment with that switch and the headwind that we've seen with a lot of these speculative investments, they've been under tremendous weight. So the key is you have to buy the management team.
I wish it was left-handed right now, so I'd take credit for it.
So I started with the F8, which is PaySafe now, and WPF, which is right now they're still they announced, but they haven't flipped symbol yet. That'll be sometime before the end of the second quarter.
Wouldn't everybody like to know?
I do it on a timeline. Obviously, you want to buy it like every other stock. You want to buy it at a discount. But unfortunately, now you're getting discounts.
He does this. He got names. Not everybody
and
fucking
the growth
knows.
potential, and you have to, above all else, be patient, Melissa.
All right.
I do from here. People, this is Century Overload. That's what it looks like doing it here. Well, luckily I'm gonna break the loop here. Clock in, hopefully get things squared away, become a regular citizen again. All the paperwork I need. Maybe not the COVID shots I gotta have, but again, I'm not trying to breed your dog or your daughter. So leave me the fuck alone.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.
Makes it nice and simple, doesn't it? $300 on this one, $300 on that one, always staying in this category, up in the upright position. You use this to build. Use this to build your bricks, $10 at a time. A whole old-fashioned missionary position, and we get it done.